Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. I wasn't going to do any videos this evening because I'm recovering from a cold. I'm like Mark Zuckerberg right now, sipping water every 5 seconds, but this was too much of an opportunity to congratulate all those out there, all those Verasians, that we hit another all-time high. I have pleasure to move the wonderful orange line up to this mark here. So I don't think that's fully accurate, but look at that high, 0.0851. Guys, not only that, I just want to point out, I'm just going to move the orange line here a second. Look at this. So the fib retracements that we put in here, there's no magic to it. It's just something that you kind of target through a couple things. So obviously got the long-term fib retracement in the background here, and I kind of overlap a macro one. It kind of helps me figure out two aspects of potential trading opportunities, but maybe even more importantly, potential support and resistance areas. Now I just wanted to point this out. So on the long-term one, which I haven't moved at all for a while now, look at that retracement today, hitting pretty much exactly on. I think it may have gone slightly under, literally just slightly under. That's incredible. And this high point here, now I admit that I have moved this macro one slightly, not massively, but I just wanted to indicate the whole aspect of how close this was. I think that before I moved it was slightly down here or something. So it just shows you the emphasis of not necessarily people like you and I, people doing videos and channels and stuff, but actually from a trader's perspective, if there are like 4-hour hourly traders out there, how closely and intricate detail they have into these kind of barriers and resistance levels. So I think it fascinates me every time, just from a psychological perspective. I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit nerdy, but if you guys get excited about or interested about that stuff, let us know as well, because I find it fantastic. It's never always fully right, but it certainly gives you a good indication. You can see even down here, like we've got the macro line here, the turquoise color. You can see how close the touch points are, so it's fairly good in that aspect, and that's why I kind of use these particular indicators and tools. I know a lot of other channels use other different things, and each to their own, of course, but I just find it really fascinating psychologically. But let's go back to VRA here, guys. So a couple of things. Last night, ironically, it had the little announcement there was an issue with logins for the VRA wallet. Sometimes with that kind of thing, that has a negative impact on a magnitude of things, but clearly the confidence in this project is absolutely phenomenal. The Verasity team replied very much instantly, if not before everyone kind of found out anyway, and that's what you want from a project. In my opinion, the confidence and the trust in something, especially if you're staking something or utilizing their own sort of direct native wallet, I think that's absolutely hats off to those guys. I'm sure if anyone got affected by any of the inconveniences with the wallet, etc., today or over the last 24 hours, would really have appreciated the response that everyone was shouting out from the Verasity team. So it didn't really have an effect, because this just blew up to a new all-time high, as we just mentioned, 0.085. It's absolutely incredible. We've had a bit of retracement. What am I looking for now, guys? Well, actually, it's about the next level up, because for me personally, I think we may see potentially some movement similar to what we had here between the 18th and the 22nd. I don't think it may last that long, but what I'm really interested and intrigued to see is if we get the close today, which I'm sure we will, over this mark around 7.5 cents. We can get a day or two close over that, because we've done that yesterday as well. We've done it today, hopefully, touch wood. If we can get it another day in a row, and maybe another day after that, I'm sure we might see a bit of bouncing up and down here. But there is an argument to say this might shoot up straight away anyway to tomorrow, who knows. But getting past this previous all-time high again, which literally was an all-time high literally a couple of days ago, it's crazy. I think we just tend to start shooting up directly to that sort of 10 cent mark. I personally, and I'm just going to drag this across sideways a bit. If you remember in a few videos back, we drew this area here. I'm trying not to move it too much. Just try and move it sideways a bit. It should stay in line. So this wasn't really an indication of when we thought that it might get up to this level. It was more about actually anticipating, for those that maybe, again, not financial advice, just my opinion, and I was buying a lot of Verasity at 1 cent. I kind of had like 10 cent in my mind. I'm absolutely amazed by these numbers, obviously. There's great opportunities for many of you out there, I'm sure, that took the opportunity to sell or whatever you're doing in your strategy. But for me personally, I was like, 10 cents is obviously a big psychological number, particularly for those investing like I was around that 1-2 cent mark. So I drew this in as a lower region of just over the 9 cent mark, and slightly closer to the 10 cent mark. I never really go for the rounded numbers. I think I've repeated that comment several times in previous videos. The reason I don't do that is because I kind of anticipate in the eyes of like a real trader, if you like, in the anticipation that they would be probably doing this kind of aspect in terms. Maybe mine's a bit low, a bit of a low baller. Some maybe reflect higher, so like maybe 98 or just under 99. But for me, I'm happy with the 97. It's kind of like a concrete, premature number, if that makes sense. Because I think that's where we're next going, guys. If we can get the support here over the next 2-3 days, and to re-emphasize that, if we just look closely at the MACD here, we're obviously in a bullish momentum. The volume's nicely kicking in a very nice wave fashion here. So it's kind of like the second wave. I don't know how long the wave will be, but I just got this feeling like I'm so honestly positive that we'll get to 20 cents eventually, but I don't see that happening like immediately, as it were. We may have a bit of correctional period, similar kind of probably what we had here. Not massive, but enough correction for people to take profits and for us to then really rally back, because I do generally believe there's a lot of people out there that are more than happy to take the profit and reinvest in this project, because it's absolutely phenomenal. Everyone believes in it. So they're my kind of points right now that I've got sell orders in at KuCoin, around this 92 mark for a very small batch, and I've got a bigger batch going around that 97 cent mark. Now again, it's not financial advice, it's just what I'm planning, because I do think, as we mentioned about the fib retracements, again, it's not fully accurate, of course, it's a guideline, but this is sort of anticipating if we can get this support mechanism here on the longer run, getting past that all-time high, which we'll probably see a bit of a bob up and down on resistance again. But look at I was talking now, like we're already nearly pushing ourselves back up again. It's crazy. By the time you probably watch this video, or it's the morning, it's probably gone way up anyway. But it looks like that next phase is pushing towards just over that 10 cent mark, and that's might be where we see it sort of like hit the 10 with a small wick upwards, and then major profit taking and drop us back down under 10. We'll have to see how that plays out, but that's kind of in my mind how I see it. It doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen, but let us know in the comments below what you think. Do you think we're going to get to 10 cents this week, next month, tomorrow, tonight? Let us know. The RSI as well here, guys, before I wrap this video up. My throat is absolutely caning right now, so I do hope you appreciate, and sorry if it's a bit of a waffle and rushing through this. I need water. The RSI here is floating around 78, so in my opinion, yes, it's very top heavy, but in the momentum that we're going into, I think we're not finished. I definitely don't think we're finished. Could we push up as high as the 12, the 15 cent? We'll have to see, but we're obviously 10 cents is going to be a massive milestone. And like I said at the beginning of the video, congratulations to everyone involved in Veracity's investment, wherever you got in. Obviously we've seen gains, and we're only just beginning. 20 cents, people were telling me off for having it so low. Some are saying $1, 50 cents. Obviously it depends as well on other things like potential tier 1 exchange listings and things like that. I don't think we're far off for some really big things for Verasity, and I'm a long-term holder anyway. I'm looking to stake mine in the potential bear market if it ever comes. But let us know what you're doing with your Verasity in the coming weeks, coming months. What's your price point that you're trying to sell out? What's the price you got in at? Love to hear all those stories. I just want to wrap this up, guys, with this phenomenal number down here. Year to date, 17,684%. 15,000% year on year. Guys, that is absolutely phenomenal, and we've only just begun. absolutely speechless. It's moments like this where I'm grateful for the people externally who have helped me get introduced to crypto through one way or another. I told you before, I actually got involved in crypto through David Icke, who was waffling on years ago about digital currencies taking over, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then here we are. Everyone's got their reasons for jumping in. I want to help the world. I want to help the homeless with a bunch of money to help build stacks of lorry containers and things and insulate them, build them into little houses kind of things. So that's my dream, to obviously get a boat and help stuff like that. So we're on the verge of greatness, guys. We're in it together, and I just want to thank you for joining us on this journey that we've only begun as well. For many years to come, I hope we can each engage with each other more, interact more, and enjoy things like Veracity as we have done today. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next VRA update. Goodbye.